Alright, today, as you can see, I'm chilling inside a part of the thing we are showcasing today, and that is the brand new Soulburst, Soul Burst Kramboss. This thing looks freaking amazing. I like the saddle. The alpha looks sick. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, I have two brand new, two Soul Burst Kramboss sets here today to present to you and show you, and they are an offensive one and a defensive one. We're going to be trying out both, seeing how they do. So starting off with the offensive one, it's the same as I used 2 years ago with the offensive Battle Chime Sweeping Kramboss, except it's a Soul Burst. So tender, clumsy, very nimble. Tender to give Protagon a melee attack boost. Clumsy because we aren't using any ranged attacks. And very nimble to be as quick as possible. Now for the item, Kramburst, Soul Burst. For the ability, honestly, it doesn't really matter for the base form. You're not going to really be using it. I'm not really going to be using it, so that's not really that important. I'm just going to go with Ravenous because that's what I have on my main offensive Kramboss set. It doesn't matter though. Eventually it might come up that there is one that is actually better, like objectively better. As of right now though, I do not think there is. That could be different though. But now onto the moves. We are doing Battle Chime for setup, to set up and sweep. And then we are doing Spike Rush for Ice Stab, and also it's a priority move, so we can prevent ourselves from being revenge killed. So after we kill something, after getting our Battle Chime off, in the case of the sweeping moment of course, if they try to revenge kill us, we can just Spike Rush with our +6, and 9 times out of 10 we kill them. Unless they're like super duper bulky. Like, I don't know. Or like a resist. But yeah, it's mainly for anti-revenge killing. And then we are doing Gnarly Gash for our strongest Dark Stab. And then for our final move, we are doing Primal Slash as coverage to hit Soul Burst Kramboss. Now, we are not doing Vice Jaws over Primal Slash because, well, our Soul move is, it's a metal move. It's metal type, so we already have our metal move. And our Soul ability is metallic. It gives us stab damage on our metal move, so that Soul move will also be stab when we use it. And it also, the ability also gives us all of the resists of a metal type, or the metal type. So that makes Kramboss Ice Dark with the metal resist. It makes it only weak to fire, light, and brawler. Quad weak to fire though. And then it resists Dark, Spirit, and Ancient, and quad resists Simple, Ice, Air, and Mind. 4 quad resists, and 3 other resists. That's really good defensively. That's why we're trying a defensive one too. But I mainly focus on the offensive one. I'm just personally a hyper offense guy. And I also like having good defensive typings as well when being offensive, because it allows me to take more hits and, live longer to do more work in the battle. But yeah, onto the TPs of course. We are doing 200 melee attack to hit as hard as possible, 200 speed to be as quick as possible, 56, and then we got 4 energy TPs, which allows for 1 Battle Chime, 2 Spike Rushes, 2 Gnarly Gashes, and 2 Primal Slashes. And then the leftover TPs, you could do all of them into health, but I personally wanted to do 56 melee defense TPs so that we could have maximum melee bulk while also making sure Protagon still got that melee attack boost. And then I put the rest of the TPs into health. Now that's the offensive set. So onto the defensive one, we are doing. This one could go multiple ways. You could use a defensive Kramboss in multiple ways. The one I'm using is one that I rallied a while back, quite a while back, and it was just convenient for me. So this is a melee defensive Kramboss set. So for the personality, we're doing robust to be as melee bulky as possible. Very clumsy because we aren't using any ranged attacks. Nimble to be as quick as possible. For the item, we're doing Kramburst, Soulburst. For the ability, we are doing Ravenous. It doesn't matter. On the defensive one, we're most likely just going to be Soul Bursting turn 1 the moment that we get in the battle. Because, well, as a defensive Kramboss, you want those defensive resists from the metal type, from the ability of the Soul Burst. So, we're going to want to Soul Burst instantly. You're going to want to Soul Burst instantly, just like that, and then get your resists. So, I don't think the ability matters. So for the moves, we're doing Slap Down to remove items. Provoke, this is why we are fast, because of Provoke. We want to be able to provoke things. It's also for utility. Slap Down is for removing items. Provoke is to stop them from like setting up their own hazards or setting up, boosts, that kind of thing. Then we have Baffle to get out of the field, pivot. Very nice to help give ourselves momentum. And then we have Barbs, of course, as hazards. Now onto the TPs. The TPs are very simple here. We are doing 200 melee defense to be as melee bulky as possible, 200 speed to be as quick as possible, and then 20 energy TPs allows for 3 provokes, 2 slapdowns, 2 baffles, and 3 barbs. And then the leftovers go into health. Now, I'm thinking a better defensive one might be a more mixed defensive Kramboss set. So for that, you could run very clumsy, clever, nimble for the personality, and then you could do 8 health TPs instead, and you can do 160 melee defense TPs and 112 range defense TPs, allowing you to, be tanky on both sides, as tanky as possible on both sides. Still giving Protagon that melee attack boost, and also being mixed defensive, so you can take hits equally as well on both sides, because they're pretty much the exact same at that point, the defense stats, because they're only going to be a 1-point difference. But yeah, enough of me yapping. Let's just hop into the battle and see how well this goes. Well, that was certainly something. Yeah, so overall, as a kind of conclusion to this, I think the offensive Kramboss is not that well. I think it's okay. As in like overall. If the battle chime one, I think is good because it's a either you get the battle chime off and you succeed, or you try to get off and die. And in that first battle there with the offensive one, it managed to do something without getting a battle chime off, which is alright. It does make up for the fact that it, didn't die. It still managed to do something without a battle chime, which is helpful, I guess, for supporting your team. It can, do a little. It can somewhat clean in the end of the battle if it hasn't done anything prior to that and you brought it. Now, if you do get the battle chime off successfully, that's where it becomes a freaking monster. Kramboss just 5-0'd that team, and I don't think that's a one-off thing. If you handle it right, after you get the battle chime off, if they let you get off successfully, which they shouldn't, but if you do manage to get off successfully on your end, that's good for you. And if you just, handle it well, you can, it just becomes a freaking monster. It becomes amazing. I'm freaking powerful, basically. Not necessarily broken, because you have to get it off first. But now, onto the thought of the defensive one. The defensive one, I tried to use it, but what I did wrong, probably, for anyone, more professional at PvP than I am, more competitive than I am, for them, probably what I did as a mistake when trying to use it was using it on more of a hyper offense team. I was trying to use it as like a support for my hyper offense team. It's probably better, paired up in a defensive combo than, just being a support thing to support like any kind of team. So that's probably what I did as a mistake. So it's probably better if you use it better. Don't mind that notification, that's my Xbox. Yes, I know, Xbox and 25. Big 25, almost big 26. Yeah, don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. Anyways, yeah, I think it would be significantly better with a defensive core than how I used it. But in the way that I did use it, I think it was alright. It did manage to get its hazards up, and it did try its best to support my team. But yeah, other than that, overall, I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's pretty good all around. It's not like broken like Soulburst Imperial was, the previous Soulburst. But it's not the worst Soulburst ever. It could be worse. I don't know what the worst Soulburst is, actually. Thinking about it right now. But we're not gonna focus on that, so that's all I needed to say. All you probably were here for, just a review. So overall, I think it's pretty good all around. Not the worst, not the best. Pretty good, pretty balanced. That's it for now. So until next time, stay tremendous. Shout out to all my patrons. If you want to join the Patreon, link to it is down in the description. All tier benefits will be on the Patreon if you want to consider joining. Yeah, on to the Patreon shoutouts now. So thank you all that is a part of it.